5-minute view from the Kop. Sheffield Wednesday 2, Millwall 2. Sounds like quite an even game, doesn't it, really? But that doesn't really... Well, does it tell you about the game, really? It tells you that Wednesday still can't defend. New year, same old defence. They can't defend. We pretty much dominated the match and should have absolutely scored an hatful. Went 1-0 up, and it looked pretty easy from that point on. They weren't really coming at us at all. Started out very scrappy, but once we got hold of that game, it looked like we were going to be very comfortable. And then we got a penalty, so we're looking at getting it to 2-0. It looked fair from where I was looking from the opposite side of the pitch, but we decided to give it to Ugbo, who had a really good game, actually one of his better games they'd had for us. He was putting himself about a lot, really creating chances, doing a lot of great tackles, winning the ball. So you sort of think, well, here's an opportunity. We were so dominant in the match at that point, it's very, very easy to think about it afterwards. You know, if somebody scores a penalty, then everybody's happy. If they miss it, then people are looking to push and blame. So Ugbo stepped up and absolutely blazed it over. I think that ball's still on its way. It probably bounced off the moon or something like that. As expected. I mean, what happens with Wednesday? You know, it's almost like a wrestling script. How could you write the script? Well, 1-0 up, looking very comfy, missed a penalty, and then, yes, they scored. We were still dominating, pretty much, but they managed to score, and then you could sort of see, how's this going to go? Are we going to be able to pull it back, or are they going to end up getting another one? We still were pretty much dominating the game, but then they go up quite late on, and they scored what their fans probably thought was the winner, and you're just thinking, how on earth has this happened? Because in the meantime, we were attacking their goal right in front of us, and the ball would just continually bouncing off the woodwork. Goalmouth scrambles, and how it just did not go in, and everybody around saying, how on earth are we not winning this game? It was a big scramble, but we managed to do it, and young lad Otibayo took his finish very, very well. And it has been said, you know, maybe Ugbo should learn off him, because he can certainly finish a ball. I'm not going to blame Ugbo, and I think it's just one of those things. But with Wednesday, it's always one of those things. I think ultimately, it's not about whether we should have scored that penalty. I think from my point of view, I think it's about whether we can just defend. You know, can we just defend and not let 2 goals in and 3 goals in every game? Can we just defend? And you know, we're up against Millwall, I know team, and they're down where they are for a reason. We've come away with a point, and okay, fair enough. You know, we were at the heady heights of 8th at one point, which I don't think we will be now. So give us a bit of money. Let's try and keep hold of Shea Charles. Let's send some of the youth out for some loan deals. Let's get some players in. You know, maybe another striker. We've got to think about. You know, we've got plenty of players up front, and we are scoring goals. But some maybe need to go out and ply the trade a little bit. Because you've got to think about, you know, Cadamarteri's out there and he's scoring, albeit in a lower league. But if he was here now, would you be bringing him on? Would he be an option to bring on? I think he would. I think he would be bringing him on. So what we're going to do? Well, we need to get defenders. Iofa didn't have a bad game, but looks like he's gone off injured. So, you know, we're really struggling. And I don't know how far away Ihekwe and Fameu will. It's been that long since we've seen him. I've forgotten his name. We look like we've got plenty of players, but we never seem to have enough at the back. Maybe 3 for each position as regards centre backs. We just need to get a centre back in, at least 1, maybe 2. Keep hold of Shea Charles, and maybe try somebody else up front. But we definitely need to stop conceding goals. Okay, well, to the next match, which I think is Coventry City again in the Cup, because that's we always play in the Cup. See you later.